I've never liked the French anyway. I don't give a fuck if anyone's offended by that video, to be honest with you. All right, guys, how's it going? Welcome back to CockTalk.tv. All right. Now, I get asked my opinions a lot. I do. Everyone's got an opinion. Even my haters have got opinions about me. The difference between their opinions and my opinions is I get paid for mine. But people do ask me, they'll say, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? And that's the whole point of my YouTube channel, isn't it? It's about opinions, isn't it? Yeah. And one question I keep being asked is, what would you do with Arne Slot? Do you know what I'd do? Well, at 6 o'clock this evening, we're going to have a conversation about Arne Slot, if you want to come along. But I don't want that to be too negative, because it's just before, the game. So I don't want to do that. But I'm sure it's going to come up in conversation. However, what I can do right now is tell you that I have very little faith in Arne Slot. And I'm being honest with you, I was going to say no faith in Arne Slot then, but that would be really nailing my colours to the mast. And so I'm going to give myself that little get out in case things turn round. And I can say, no, I didn't say I had no faith in him, I said little faith, all right? I just don't think it's going to work, guys. Something's not right. If a manager can't get those players to play, and they are outstanding players, there's something not fucking right there, guys. Seriously. Now, if we win tonight, it eases the pressure a little bit. Football fans are fickle. You know that, right? And soon they can soon forget, and soon we've got things to play for and all that. But if we lose tonight, there'll be absolute fucking carnage. All right? And the thing is, I keep seeing these claims or suggestions from so-called journalists with connections at the club that say they're fully behind Arne Slot. Well, of course they are. Every fucker wants him to succeed. Everybody wants him to win tonight, win 10 in a row and forget it all. Of course we do. There's no one sat at Anfield, is there, or Boston, or anywhere fucking else, right, sat going, well, I hope he fails tonight so we can get rid of it, cunt, because that's a nice, easy fucking outcome. Nobody wants it to fucking... I can't stand these journalists, me, to get right on my tits. But the reality is, I don't think it's going to work. I hope I'm wrong. And just because I'm being critical and having an opinion doesn't mean I aren't supporting the fella, because you get these numpties online that go, how can you call yourself a football? You support us when we win, you should support us when we... Every fucking fan supports us when we lose. But you're thick as fuck, aren't you, if you just sit there going, oh, that we lost, did we? What, 3-0 Forest? It's all right. I still supported them. Cheered the names. Yeah. Come on. Fucking grow up. It's worrying. I think it's worrying. And I'm going to take my hat off. I'm not wearing one, but just pretend I am. I'm going to take my hat off to those people when we were top of the league that were saying, that had the balls to say it, something's not right. We're not looking good. We're scraping the wins. And we were all saying, and my defence then at the time was, yeah, but that's how, league champions win. They win the game's ugly, or they win. As long as they win. A 1-0 here, 1-0 there, But in the back of my mind, trying not to be negative at the time, I was very much along the lines of something ain't fucking right here. It's, and they were right, those people, and they got slaughtered by the usual plant pots online. You're not supporting the team. How can you be unhappy? We're top of the league. Well, look where we are now. So they were right. Yeah, they had every right to raise their concerns. Now, the next thing is, well, if he was given the boot, who would come in? I got my own opinions about that as to who I would say. It makes me laugh when people go, there is nobody out there. Oh my God, what are these people like? Seriously, there's not another man in the world that could do the job. No, not one. It's not available. Money fucking talks. Anyway, I don't want Liverpool to sack anyone. I don't. But the reality is, if this slump continues and continues and continues, he'll get the boot. He will. And those people at Anfield, right, that run the club, will be thinking this in their minds. If you think they're sat there going, we've got all the faith in the world, you can't run a business of any description when things are going wrong and go, oh, but it should be all right next week. You've got to think, what if? So on my level, with CockTalk, my revenue dies, right, after the transfer window closes in the summer. And then we had 2 international breaks, I believe, right? So we just had another one. So I know my revenue is going to be terrible when I get weighed in next month. So right now it's dreadful, right? I know that, right? So I can't just go, well, yeah, but it might be all right in January. You've got to think, well, what if it in? Like, what if it in? I'm obviously going to have to haul my ass out, aren't I, to some fucking, you know what I mean? I'm going to have to do something somewhere along the line, right? So you've got to think, I've got to think to myself, well, hopefully someone will become a VIP member by the end of the week. You know what I mean? Hopefully, but what if not? You know, hopefully I'll get a few channel members. Hopefully I'll get a few people. What if not? So at Liverpool, hopefully Arne Slot will turn things round. But what if he don't? It's called Plan B. And these people are very professional people, they're supposed to be. So they'll be thinking about it, trust me, right? Now, I've seen a lot of shite claimed on here, on social media, about Liverpool approaching this person. I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. But I do believe and do know that John Henry is ruthless, right? And I remember when they got rid of Dalglish, people were like, fuck me, he don't fuck about, does he? Remember when I went to Boston years and years ago, when they first bought the club, I went to Boston. And I had my camera recording in a car, which I probably shouldn't have done back then, but I was a bit younger. And I was recording the chauffeur for FSG chauffeur, one of their drivers, the company they use. And I used their company multiple times while I was in Boston, right? And I secretly, privately recorded them. More so for my own, like to listen to it later. And I never put the tapes out. I never put them out. I didn't. I used one clip. No, I tell a lie. I made one clip from 2 different drivers. And one driver said, they're good people, FSG, they're good people. And the other driver said, John Henry, he's ruthless. That clip is still on this YouTube channel, right? And it was like, really like, you know, who do you believe? You know what I mean? But maybe they are good and ruthless. You can be both, right? So John Henry is ruthless. There is no doubt about that. And they don't want to, you know, be trigger happy and just change things and all that and whatnot. And, you know, there'll be people out there saying you can't just change because what if it's a worse appointment? But what if it's a better appointment? You know, all I want to do, I tell you right now, is all I want is for him to win tonight's game. Because then the mood will settle a little bit. If we lose tonight's game, there will be hysteria. It will just be this, it'll get worse. Right? We all want, surely, Arne Slot to win this game. I like the man. I do like the man. But I remember reading articles about him in the summer, you know, they were saying, like, well, he's very highly rated, but he's never managed the egos of these players. That was the one article that stood out for me, more than any, was you can be a good manager, listen, we've had highly experienced managers take over Premier League clubs and bombed, right? So it's not just about your experience and your CV. You know, if you didn't gamble sometimes on a player with potential or a manager with potential, you wouldn't find the next gems. But not always all of them transition like that. Is that the right word? Do you know what I mean? So, but I remember this article saying that, yeah, he's a good manager, he can do this, he can do that, but he's never had managed these players. And the article wasn't just about the players with immense value, right? So he's had these signings, but now he's spending fucking hundreds of millions on players. It wasn't about the pressure of the cost of the players. That was like, no, he'll be able to manage. That's okay. That's other people deal with money, right? It was the personalities that come with those players. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm Mo Salah. Right? Not saying Mo Salah walks around and goes, hey, you know, I fucking am. But he has the right to be a bit like that. And it's how to manage players with bigger egos and maybe bigger importance, not self-importance, maybe just bigger importance as to who they are. And it was the one article that stood out to me in the summer. It really was. Like, how is he now going to manage these fucking massive, like the best players in the world, especially when things go wrong? Now, when people were banging on about him getting a new contract, I couldn't believe people were saying that. I was like, why? He hasn't done anything yet. What he achieved last season, I would put a lot of it down to what he inherited. So for me, it was like, well, what's he going to do in year 2, year 3? That's how I judge him, right? I do like him, but there are things there. I remember saying weeks and weeks ago, I'm sure I said something about his press conference has been a bit Brendan Rodgers-esque, you know, some of the attitudes and things being said. And I just get this feeling that it ain't going to work, man. And I hope, guys, you know me, all right? I really want him to succeed. I hate people being bullied. I hate to see people struggling in life. I hate to see people, you know, fucking up. But it's just the feeling I've got. It's just the feeling I've got. And who knows whether I'm right or wrong. I want to be wrong. For once, I don't want it to be Dunk knows best. We shall see. But if I was running the club right now, I'd be looking at potential other options. What about you? Serious discussion, please, guys. All right, I will leave it with you. If you enjoyed the video, please thumbs up the video. Thumbs down the video if you need to do that. Drop me a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. There's a super thanks under the video. It's a love heart if you want to support my channel. There's also links in the video description if you want to buy me a beer. My Revolut link is my preferred one because that's my beer kitty on a Saturday. See what happens tonight. I'll be live at 6, guys. All right.